Listen to that crunch.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, really nice. So good, you guys.
It's so good.
Today we're gonna be making Chilaquiles Rojos. It is typically made for breakfast, but honestly, they're so good. You can enjoy them anytime during the day. Paired with your favorite Mexican toppings, not only is it good, it is budget friendly. So let me show you how I make them. Let's get started with the salsa. 2 medium to small tomatillos, 1 Roma tomato. I'm just gonna cut them in half. Roughly dice half of a white onion. Place everything on an aluminum-lined sheet pan, skin side up, and 3 unpeeled garlic cloves. Drizzle them with some oil. I've got an oven preheating to high broil. Place that sheet pan close enough to the broil setting. That way it chars, softens, cook through. It's gonna take about 10 to 15 minutes. Comal's preheating over medium heat. You could even do medium-low if you're afraid of burning those chiles. For this recipe, I'm using 5 chiles guajillos. I already removed the seeds, the stem. If you want a really nice kick of heat, I'd suggest adding a couple of chiles de árbol, but it is definitely up to you. Flip continuously as you lightly toast them to prevent burning. Just for a few seconds, they don't take long. I can start to smell them, so they're coming out. Rinse the chiles, then fully submerge them in 2 cups of hot, low-sodium chicken broth and allow them to hydrate. Next, we need to fry the tortilla chips. As always, nothing beats homemade. But I've got 12 corn tortillas here. Cut them into triangles. Each stack is composed of 6 tortillas, and I can get 8 wedges out of each round. I've got an inch of oil that's heating up to a good frying temperature, which is around 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Once it's hot, fry the tortillas in batches to avoid overcrowding, turning as needed for even color. These are crispy, golden. I'm gonna place them over a sheet pan that's lined with a rack. That way all of that oil can drain. I'm gonna hit them with a light touch of salt and continue with the rest of the tortillas. Before Nelson finishes those corn tortilla chips, we're gonna finish that salsa. All of the broth, the chiles, go into a blender and all of the roasted ingredients. But before we do that, make sure you remove the peel from the garlic. It smells marvelous. Blend it until completely smooth. Make sure you give that blender enough time to fully break down the chiles. This smells marvelous, completely smooth. Allowing those peppers to fully hydrate and soften beforehand is a game changer, but if you still see a little bit of chili skins in there, feel free to strain the sauce. We got a large skillet over medium-low heat, just because we are gonna cook that sauce and I don't want a huge splatter. I'm gonna melt in about a tablespoon of pork lard. You can do oil, but that lard is gonna give us that traditional flavor. Salsa goes in. Oh yeah, we've got a gentle sizzle. See what I'm talking about? You can always reduce that heat. Give that a quick stir. I've got half a cup of additional low sodium chicken broth. Rinse out the blender and pour it into the pot. Bring it up to a gentle simmer and keep it there. Add an epazote sprig and allow this to cook for an additional 10 minutes. Meanwhile, I'm gonna get the eggs fried, and I typically do 2 per person. Sauce is looking great. We've got body slightly thickened. The idea is that the sauce coats the chips completely and it's not runny. If it feels too loose, you can always reduce it down a bit more. And if it's too thick, you can always add a little more water, or if you have extra of that chicken broth, obviously you can do that. Epazote leaf out. But look at that, beautiful. Add salt to taste. I typically do around a teaspoon of kosher salt. Keep in mind, those chips also have salt. There's 2 options. You can plate the chips, spoon the sauce over for like an extra crunchy chilaquiles, but I personally like to add all of the chips in here, coat them in the sauce, and immediately serve them, so I have a little bit of softness and a good crunch. When you fully submerge them in the sauce, it really does feel like those chips soak up the sauce even more. Finally, top the chilaquiles with some crema mexicana, crumbled queso fresco, and sliced red onions. Actually, some pickled red onions would be great here. I'll leave the link to the recipes mentioned in the description. Add some radishes. We're big fans here at home. Some avocado, cilantro, and refried beans as an accompaniment. This is a dish made with simple, humble, budget-friendly ingredients, yet it comes together into one of the most memorable dishes I know. I love chilaquiles. This right here has to
Listen to that crunch.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, really nice. Look, I can't hold it. Let's go. Oh my goodness, you guys. So good. These are actually mild in heat. Very little.
I love them.
But if you want an extra kick, chiles de árbol. Wow.
Wow.
Talk about chilaquiles. The salsa is beautifully balanced.
All the toppings add so much to it. Even the onion.
So good. So good, you guys.
It's so good.
Full print of our recipe on villacocina.com. I don't know what else to say.
Try it out, people.
I'm just enjoying this. All right, I hope you try it at home. Until the next one, everyone. Bye.
I love Mexican food.
You're right about that.